forfeiting 3-pointer the last time they were here in overtime against Coker, and then they couldn't get a last-second shot to fall Saturday against the Wingate Bulldogs. But they're playing well. However, they're without one of their top scorer. That's Peyton Woods. Matter of fact, my wife told me on Saturday as she was working the ER at Laughlin that they had a Pioneer player come into the game, and I was thinking that somebody else got sick on the way home. But no, it was Peyton. He's not here again today. They have actually sent him home. We hope that he gets better, and this team can get better dealing with a bunch of injuries. We'll talk about that and more with Pioneer coach Nick Pasqua when our Pioneer show continues after this. Today, it's Tusculum and Barton here from Pioneer Arena as you listen to Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Show on the Pioneer Sports Network. Your home for Pioneer basketball with the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Staden.
Welcome back into the Pioneer Tip-Off Show. Christmas special for you in an early start time today. Tusculum taking on a former national champion, the Barton Bulldogs out of Conference Carolinas, joined by Pioneer coach Nick Pasqua, whose team very familiar with the Barton setup, and a coach who's won over 400 games. Did that this year at Barton. He's already won over 400 in his illustrious career. Before we get into any of that, we play without Woods. We got guys that are running out there on one leg, and I'm going to say it's a moral victory for us when we go down there to Wingate and trail and then have the tenacity to be able to come back in a game and probably had the opportunity to win that game as well. Does this team take anything as we go now? What are we? This will be the 12th game. Yeah. After the 11th game, how does the team respond to a game like we had today?
Well, I think my hope is that they see that, Wingate, who's always been one of the top 3 or 4 teams in the league, Catawba, who usually year in out, are right there. We play Queens, we play LMU fairly well, that we're capable of not only just playing with the best teams in the league, but also beating them on a nightly basis. And we're just probably 3 to 4 plays away from having a totally different record, totally different outlook on where we are right now. And I think they know that. They know that our turnovers, some of our just boneheaded mistakes, that we just throw the ball out of bounds, or we just get on these 4 or 5 minute runs where we just kind of lose focus and don't do much, that once we eliminate those, and we're going to have a chance to win a lot of games. And I think they see that, okay, maybe all this stuff Coach has been trying to get us to do for the last few months, maybe it will work. So, that's my hope. I don't think they've lost any confidence in themselves. I think they've probably seen that when we do things the right way, we got a chance to be pretty good. And hopefully the break we can get healthy and be ready to make a run second semester. And, winning the night this afternoon will be a nice Christmas present. I think it'll give us that jump start next semester. All right, we got the last one. Let's see if we can't keep this going.
We're trending to where we're getting off to better starts. Yeah. We're just kind of losing some focus mid part of the game right now. But is that a product of the guys really buying into the game plan and what you're trying to execute?
Yeah, I think, we started out well at Wingate, then we hit a rough patch for about the last 10 minutes of the second half. We just didn't do a whole lot, especially on the offensive end. I think defensively we were much improved. I say that right now. We'll see here in a few minutes if we are or not. But I think we're starting to understand some of those concepts a lot better and doing a much better job. We just got to rebound better. Tonight's going to come down if we can take care of the ball and rebound. Yeah. And if we can do those 2 things, I like our chances. If we give up 15 to 20 offensive rebounds and turn it over 15 to 20 times, it's hard to win every game like that. So once we start handling pressure better, our offense has a lot of built-in things to alleviate pressure and backdoor stuff. And when we started doing that second half at Wingate, we scored 48 points. Yeah. So When we stick to it's just sticking to the plan for 40 minutes, and we haven't really done it all year. So
yeah. Well, this is a Barton team that I think all year they're starting to put together right now. They got off to the slow start. Not a team that has a bunch of seniors. They're not a bunch of veterans, some new kids.
Yep.
But one kid that's been there for the last year, freshman of the year in Conference Carolinas last year, is Boykin.
Yep.
Why is he special? What does he do?
He's good. He's quick. He can get to the basketball whenever he wants to. He's not shooting a great percentage, shooting in the 20s right now from three, but he's a more than capable shooter. Usually when you tell your team, look, this kid can't shoot, that's the night they make 4 or 5 threes and end up beating you. So, but he's good. He plays hard. Good defender. Will get to the rim. He goes to the offensive boards well. They got 3 sophomores, him, Buck Roman, and Gordon, that all played a lot for him last year. That they may just be sophomores, but they started almost every game for him last year too. So they may be young, but they've got they're experienced young guys, and they're all pretty good.
It's a team not that far removed from a national championship.
Yeah.
I thought it was a lot closer, 2008, but a team that you're familiar with in their system, and they've always been successful, and I'm sure a lot of that has to do with their coach.
It is.
He doesn't change a whole lot, does he?
He does. You look at, watching film on him this year, I could probably pull out my scouting report from King from 4 years ago, and it's going to be the exact same stuff. And, he's got stuff that he does, and it's worked for a long time, so why change it? And, the thing about them is they always play hard. It doesn't matter what their talent level is, who they got, young, old. He gets them to play hard. They dive on the floor. They go to offensive boards. They block you out every time. They'll be physical with you. Everything you get, you got to work for it. They show up every night ready to play and expecting to win.
Well, a fundamentally sound team against a young team trying to figure it out. Let's concentrate on us. Without Woods again tonight, but, we had some guys that really, grew up. I like the way Smallwood played on Saturday. Where is our advantage, if there is one, today against Barton?
Well, I think our advantage is, you would like to think playing at home at some point is going to be an advantage for us. I'm hopeful that it will be today. I think our guys are motivated. I just think they're ready to play again. You lose by a last-second 3 on Wednesday, then you lose at the buzzer with the ball in your hand Saturday. If you're not ready to come out and get a little payback today, then we got some other issues we got to deal with. But I think our advantage will be hopefully pushing the ball. They're good defensive transition-wise, but at King we always had success when we were able to beat them, and that was, you got to get some easy stuff against them, running the floor, hopefully get something out of the press. I think we can press them a little bit. How much we can with our depth issues right now will kind of be a feel thing as the game goes on. But like I said, we got to rebound and take care of the ball, and I like our chances most nights if we can do that.
A deficiency for us today. What are we really good at? What do we really have to pay attention with what they're doing?
Well, we got to rebound. I mean, I think defensively we're getting stops, and we're making them take the shots we want them to take. More often than not, we're just giving up too many second and third chances. And also, they're really good at driving the ball. We got to play without fouling. I mean, defense giving up offensive rebounds and then just fouling and putting them on the line. I feel like tell our guys all the time, look, they're not scoring against us. They're just going to get the offensive rebound, and then we're fouling them and putting them on the line. So those two things on defense are going to be huge tonight.
Well, look, something's got to give today.
Yeah.
They haven't won a true road game yet. We need to get a win today.
We need to get a win at home, so that'll be nice.
Coach, thanks. Best
I appreciate it.
That's Pioneer Coach Nick Pasquez. His Pioneers get set to take on the Bulldogs, Barton College. That'll be coming up right after this. Today it is a midday special almost for you, Tusculum and Barton, as we continue next here on the Pioneer Sports Network. When it comes Hospital, Wash Depot, Hometown Realty and Auction, and by your Greenville Light and Power System.
And now, with the call, the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Staten.
And we welcome you back into Pioneer Arena, where today the Tusculum Pioneers battle the Barton Bulldogs. Barton at 6-4 on the year. They've won 4 straight. They are 3-0 in Conference Carolinas. Take on a Pioneers team better than their record would indicate, 3-8, 1-4 in the league, and they've lost their last 2. Looking for a home win here today against the Barton Bulldogs. They will start in their opening 5. Back-to-back conference players of the week, led by freshman of the year Michael Boykin, the 6'1 sophomore out of Clinton, North Carolina, out of Trinity Christian. He's averaging a team best 14.3 points per contest. Zach Grant, conference player of the week this past week, the 5'11 junior guard out of Richmond, Virginia, Amelia Academy. Bobby Stenborg in his first year in Wilson, North Carolina, the 6'5 junior out of Garner, North Carolina, the Brunswick Community College transfer, second on the team at 13.7 points a game. Jeff Gordon, a 6'3 sophomore out of Woodbridge, Virginia, at 14 points per contest. And Isaiah Buck Lohman, the 6'6 sophomore out of Woodbridge, Virginia, from Washington Academy, is averaging 15.8 points a game in his last 4, and all of them have been starts. Coach Ron Levinci is in his 22nd year at Barton, his 30th year overall, 464 against 363 losses. For the Tusculum Pioneers, they will start this way. Zach Hartle, the 6'7 junior out of King, North Carolina. DeShante Smith, a 6'5 freshman from Montevallo, Alabama. Ronnie Baylark, the 6'2 senior from Crestview, Florida. Elon Smallwood, the 6'3 freshman from Brentwood, Tennessee. And Donovan Donaldson, who's averaging 20.3 points in his last 3 games. The 6'1 junior from Nashville, Tennessee. In the 12th game of the season for the Pioneers, their 11th different starting 5. They went back-to-back against Columbus State and LMU. A lot of that has to do with some injury and some illness, with Peyton Woods missing him today, injured Jackie Davis along with Toby Okafor. Our officials for today's game, Blake Harris. Always good to see Jeff Fancher and Adam Buckles. Our officials for today's game. Glad you could be with us as well as Barton and Tusculum tip it up. It'll be won by DeShante Smith. We're underway. The Pioneers in their home whites going left to right on your radio dial. Brian Staten courtside, game station engineer today. Jeff, not less, but more. We start with the Pioneers' Donaldson on the right wing. A little backup out to Hartle for a 3. Might have been partially deflected. It was. Barton comes up with the loose ball into the front court as Boykin. Boykin will give it back into the hands of Zach Grant. So Grant will have it between the rings and now reset the offense on the left side. Back to the top and into the hands of Gordon. Gordon back to Grant. Grant on that left wing. Grant bouncing it right side to Gordon. He'll penetrate. Little floater in the lane is up and good. 2-0 Barton, leading the Pioneers. Took advantage of the shot clock, ran the offense, executed it, and get the first score. Hartle from the right side to Smallwood. Smallwood right wing at the three-point line. Back to the top is Smith. Smith goes to Donaldson. Donaldson on that left side. Gets into the paint. Tough fadeaway. Rims twice, no good. And the rebound out of bounds off of Gordon. And the Pioneers will have possession. So Tusculum will have it. Trail 2-0. 18:56 on the clock here in this first half. Donaldson to inbound for the Pioneers, baseline front court. Will lob it out to Baylark between the rings on the right side. Baylark gets a screen from Hartle, will take a 3 off the dribble, in and out, no good, rebounded by Grant. Barton basketball, forcing tempo front court is Boykin. He'll drive it, he'll shoot it, he'll score it. 4-0 Barton on the one-on-one take by Boykin. Lobbing it to Hartle. He'll run the floor. Tough runner is up and good. Well, it's not easy. And then at the other end, Baylark is back defensively. Comes up with the steal for the Pioneers as they were looking for Stenborg. Pioneers have it down 2, 4-2. In the front court, this will be Donaldson. Bounce pass to Hartle. Hartle defended by Lohman. Will kick it out to Donaldson. That's a double dribble. I think it was a bad pass initially. They were looking, and we had some issues in the first half against Wingate on Saturday, trying to hit the pass on the left wing. It's supposed to go back door. Instead of throwing the pass to the back door, it went straight out of bounds to a lady who was sitting on the sideline. She was like our team. Lohman pull-up jumper in the two-point area is no good. Stenborg offensive rebound put back is no good. Rebounded by Smith. Barton, one of the best rebounding teams, not only in Conference Carolinas, but in the country. At 40 a game, his shot is blocked by Lohman. And it will be Pioneer basketball. They'll inbound baseline front court. So Isaiah Buck Lohman, the 6'6 sophomore coming off a career-best 18 points against Emmanuel, Georgia a few games ago. On the inbound, Donaldson. Cutter is Smallwood, right in the paint. Finishing right at the rim is good. Elon Smallwood tied at 4. 17:45 to play here in this first half. Grant takes it across the stripe for the Bulldogs. They wear the road blue with the black and white trim, white letters and numbers. Left side, inside to Stenborg. He'll drive left baseline and pull it up and score it from the left block. Went against some traffic as well. Donaldson will force the tempo. Grant backing him down. Back it out to Smallwood. Smallwood will attack down the lane on Stenborg and draw the foul. So Smallwood took it, went right at Stenborg, and draws the foul. And Stenborg has his first, team foul number 1, the first foul whistled of the game. So it'll be Smallwood who will go to the free throw line. A career best 27 minutes against Wingate, 7 points, 4 rebounds, all of them career best. Zaylen Peeler will come in for Baylark. Smallwood at the free throw line, 75% on the year. No good on the first. Missed them both. Got to make them. Number 3 scorer all time in Ravenwood High School. Ravenwood High School in Brentwood, Tennessee. So it remains 6-4 Barton. This will be Boykin. Boykin goes left side to Gordon. Nice job by Smallwood to stay in front of him. Picks up the dribble. Back to Boykin. All alone underneath is Stenborg, and he'll finish it to make it 8-4. Somebody got lost in translation. Pass up ahead is going to hit Smallwood in the head. And will go out of bounds. And the Tusculum Pioneers seem a bit discombobulated. And we're going to get a quick timeout by the Pioneers here very early in this basketball game. So, it's a Pioneer basketball team that will wrap up the pre-Christmas portion of their schedule here today before they go on the road to take on the East Tennessee State Buccaneers in an exhibition game on December 28th. And then they'll be back into conference play January 3rd on the road to Mars Hill, and then January 6th to Lenoir-Rhyne before back at home for a 3-game homestand against Carson Newman, Newberry, and Anderson. The Tusculum women winning today against a SoCon team today. UNC Greensboro winning an exhibition. Of course, it goes against a loss against Greensboro, but Tusculum winning at 71-69. Casey Johnson, Greensboro native, with 21 to lead Tusculum. Sydney Wilson, Greensboro native, with 18. 8-4 our score. Tusculum down 4 to Barton. Out of the timeout, Stenborg on the left side. Tusculum does not make a switch to personnel. Stenborg will drive baseline. Runner is no good. The rebound is tipped out. Barton has another offensive board and another second chance opportunity as Gordon will finish. 10-4 Barton. He's got a rebound. Right side, pull up 3 for Donaldson. That one's no good. Rebounded by Barton. Gordon comes up with the board to Grant. He'll force tempo into the front court. Boykin. Gordon, left side 3. This one no good. Rebound. Stenborg goes right at DeShante Smith and put it in. 12-4 Barton. Second chance opportunities. Just can't get in to the glass. Hartle on the right elbow. Peeler driving. Looking into the paint. This one is off the mark. It's no good. Stenborg with the rebound. Grant to the front court for the Bulldogs. Bouncing it right side. Hands it off to Gordon. Gordon. Boykin. Grant. Buck Lohman will work on against Hartle. Fade away from the foul line. Tough shot. He hit it. 14-4. 10-0 run for the Barton Bulldogs. DeShante Smith into the front court. Hartle at the top. Right side, DeShante Smith. Smith back to Hartle. Hartle to Smallwood on the left wing. DeShante Smith, he'll try a 3. This one's off the mark. It's no good. And we'll go back over the top and a timeout on the floor. We'll take this one and return to Pioneer Arena in 1 minute. It's the Barton Bulldogs 14. It's the Tusculum Pioneers 4. Pioneer basketball will continue after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
home for Tusculum College sports. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Ryan Staten.
14-4 our score as we return. 16-4 our score as we return as Isaiah Buck Lohman drives right into the paint and puts it in. Tusculum down by their largest number. It's a 12-0 run. This will be a goaltending on Gordon. So the Pioneers do end the run as Peeler gets in and scores. Malik Tyree will check into the game. Donaldson will sit. Hunter Parrish is in with Baylard, Peeler, Tyree, and Hodnett for the Pioneers, the personnel there. Blake Burdack will check in along with Matt Woods for the Barton Bulldogs. So a new face in there. I think Boykin is sitting down. It is. Jake Kukar is into the game. Looking back door, and this ball is knocked out of bounds by Buck Lohman, so the Pioneers will have it. Looking to lob it against a mismatch somewhat against Baylard. Boykin back into the contest. He'll come in for Gordon. Didn't sit down very long, let's just say that. Tusculum just 3 of 10 from the field to start. The Bulldogs are 8 for 12. Each team with 2 turnovers. 16-6, Barton. Hodnett with the ball, out to Peeler, right wing. Tyree on a screen, defended by Woods. He'll drive it down the lane, high off the glass. It's no good, and the rebound off of Burdack. And they'll say it's off of Parrish. And it'll be Barton basketball. So Bulldogs will face some pressure. And again, the idea is how much pressure can the Pioneers put on Barton. Well, they beat the press rather easily, and this will be an easy bucket by Michael Boykin. He was right around Parrish easily. 18-6. Peeler into the front court, bouncing it to Parrish. Left side to Peeler. Peeler. Right side, Tyree. Hodnett. Left side, Peeler. Parrish. Hodnett, watched by Buck Lohman. Knocked it away from it. 5 to shoot. Peeler will have to take a deep 3. No good. Rebound taken away by Barton. Just could not get into a set. Barton took it away. Playing good half-court D. Kakar into the front court. Woods, extra pass to Boykin. Drives baseline. Throws it back out. Kakar, and he'll travel. Oh, no, a 3-second violation on Burdack. Burdack out of Melbourne, Australia. Said, oi. So it will be Pioneer basketball. Hodnett along with Donaldson back out there. Tyree, Brandon Mitchell into the game. And Baylard. Hodnett, Mitchell, right side Donaldson. Tyree tries a 3, it's short, and the rebound Buck Lohman. It's almost like he forced that one, rushed it. Well, even though it's the play, it was open. Left side, Kakar, Woods, Burdack will have it stolen. Tyree comes up with the steal in that 2-3 zone. Donaldson will drive right to the rim and draw the foul. Wow, we needed Jeff Fancher here against Coker, and that would have been a foul in that game in the overtime, because that's the exact same play. Kakar whistled for his first, team foul number 2. So Donaldson will go to the free throw line. First 2 seasons at Trevecca Nazarene. As Donaldson at the free throw line, 0 for 2 in the game from the field so far. So with that bucket for Donaldson, that is career point number 600 for him in his collegiate career. To go along with 131 assists and 52 steals, this being his 68th game. Do the math. Averaging just under 9 points a game, made them both. 18-8, Barton, 12:50 to play, first half. Woods with it across the midcourt stripe. From the top, Stenborg lost it. He goes to the floor and tips it to Woods. Buck Lohman at the top of the key. He'll take a 19-footer and drain it. Man alive, what a good shooter. Hitting just 33% of his shots, but feeling good here at Pioneer Arena. 20-8, Barton, largest lead. And then a ball that's tipped out of bounds off of Barton. Tusculum will send DeShante Smith back into the game. On the inbound will be the Pioneers. Right side, Tyree. Cutter, Baylark from the baseline. Tough shot, fading away. Missed it, and the rebound into the hands of Stenborg. Boykin with speed. Right to the rim is partially blocked by Malik Tyree. Pioneers defend the rim, start to break the other way. Donaldson, hesitation, dribble, and draws the foul. Donovan Donaldson goes right at Buck Lohman and draws the foul. So Buck Lohman with his first, team foul number 3. And Donaldson will go back to the free throw line. Been a pretty good stretch for Donaldson. 20.3 points a game in his last 3, including a 24-point, 5-rebound, 7-assist day against Wingate. And he had the ball at the end with a chance to tie it. And it just didn't work out. 20 points on 8 of 14 against Belmont Abbey with a career-high 8 rebounds in that game. He goes 1 of 2 at the stripe here. 20-9, Barton. Backcourt pressure by the Pioneers. Buck Lohman, a little hip check into DeShante Smith. He's just a big guy. Stenborg working on the freshman Mitchell. Reverse layup is good. Their thickness, you see it in Buck Lohman and Stenborg. They're just moving bodies around. 22-9 on the layup by Stenborg, who's off to a great start. And an illegal screen on DeShante Smith. And a timeout on the floor. We'll take it and return right after this. 11:40 to play, first half. It's Barton 22, Tusculum 9. Pioneer basketball continues after this from Pioneer Arena on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Since 1945, your Green Delight and Power System has had the privilege of supplying the holiday energy needs for homes throughout the Greenville and Greene County area. So, as you install your lighting decorations during this festive season, think safely. Remember not to overload indoor or outdoor circuits. With that thought in mind, the management and employees of Green Delight and Power would like to take this opportunity to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a safe and enjoyable holiday season. Warm up this December with a great cup of coffee and receive a free or local Debbie honey bun from Marathon Quick Stop.
So 22-9, Barton with the lead. They're 11 of 16 from the field, 69%. Stark contrast to the Pioneers, 3 for 14, 21%. And a lot of that in the paint. Barton outscoring Tusculum 18-6 in the paint. 18 of their 22 points there. 3-ball on the way is stripped. Good. Jake Kakar hitting 35% from 3. It's 25-9. Tyree will turn it over. Battle to get it back. Brandon Mitchell on the floor with it. And a timeout asked for by Barton, apparently. So good effort, good hustle. But you see both teams on the floor trying to get the ball. 3-ball right out of the timeout from Kakar, the Boston, Massachusetts product out of the McDuffie School. A 6'3" freshman who's averaging 5.5 points a game for Coach Levinci. Levinci, again, a St. Thomas, Minnesota graduate, 1981, has spent a lot of time in the coaching ranks, 464 wins. Nick Pasqua in his first year, very familiar with Barton as they are a member of the Conference Carolinas, where he was an assistant coach for longtime head coach George Pitts at Keene University. Barton out of Wilson, North Carolina, a little bit closer to the coast than it would be to Raleigh, North Carolina. Just long road trip, though. And I'm sitting here thinking, wait a minute, we don't return the trip this year, so that means probably next year. And I'm thinking, wow, vacation time maybe. Buck Lohman, 18-footer, good. He is on fire. Buck Lohman at 33% on the year, but he's been wide open. And it's 27-9 Barton, and they are wasting little time, blowing away the Pioneers here in the first half. Donaldson on the right wing, just having a hard time with our half-court offense here at home for some reason. Another missed shot by Donaldson, rebound by Barton. Boykin left all alone at the other end. He missed everything, thank goodness. Rebounded by the Pioneers. Into the front court, this will be Peeler. Peeler on the right wing. Smith, left side to Baylor. Baylor penetrates down the lane, puts it in. Nice drive by Baylor. 10:25 to play. First half. A 16-point deficit the Pioneers have faced in this game. Faced that 16-point deficit against Wingate and battled back for a 6-point lead. Buck Lohman and one. Personal foul on Brandon Mitchell will be his first. Team foul number 2 on the Pioneers. Smallwood will come in for Baylor. Right after Baylock scores, he'll come out. So the Pioneers' largest comeback win obviously was against the twice, 23-point deficit against King in 2016, 21-point deficit against 7th-ranked King in 2015. This year, a 15-point deficit against Belmont Abbey. But here they trail now 30-11, so it's even more. A whistle against Gordon, it would appear. Gordon picks up his first. Team foul number 4. And it's not that Jeff Gordon. He would not have any eligibility left. Mitchell on the baseline. Will lob it back out to Shante Smith. Just don't have that killer instinct. Mitchell, Smallwood. He does. He'll drive baseline. Pull up is short. Rebound, Buck Lohman. Into the front court, the Bulldogs running and leading by 19. Backdoor to Stenborg. Reverse, good. 32-11. DeShante Smith had it knocked away by Buck Lohman. Pioneers try to save it. Do, but right out of bounds. It's not a very good sequence. Another timeout's going to be asked for by the Pioneers. They've got to burn 2 of them here in the opening 10 and a half minutes. So the Pioneers, who have some time off, will take on ETSU. Now it's an exhibition game. Won't count against their record. A 7 o'clock start at Freedom Hall on December 28th. The local media is all about the Andrew Johnson Bank Ladies Classic. We cover all 29 games, so where there will be no radio coverage of the men against ETSU on the 28th. Tusculum women today in a SoCon play against UNC Greensboro. They win 71-69. Last win for a Tusculum women's team against a Division I Southern Conference team came against ETSU some 10 years ago. Jasmine Gunn's senior year, along with Parker. Near steal by the Pioneer Smith. Stenborg with it into the front court, just clearing his way into the paint, missed the shot. Rebound taken by the Pioneers. They're just moving Tusculum, a bit more physical. It's almost as if we're intimidated. Smith on a cutter to the rim, lays it in. 32-13. Barton into the front court. Gordon, double team. Here's Boykin down the lane, parting of the Red Sea, lays it in. Very little resistance to the rim. 8:45 to play here in the first half. Barton, a team that's averaging 80 points a game, allowing 78. Peeler 3 won't go. We have not hit a 3. We're hitting a bunch of those on the year. Into the front court. This is going to be Jeff Gordon. Buck Lohman driving in, lost the handle. Oh, that's tough. Who's that on? Hartle is going to be whistled for this foul. Holy cow. Hartle's first. Team foul number 3. 34-13, 8:27 to play. Baylark back into the game for the Pioneers. On the inbound, it's going to be Grant. Throw it into the backcourt for Stenborg. Grant gets it back and will reset to half-court offense. Gordon pulls up off the dribble from 19 feet and hits another jumper. 36-13. It's not that I'm stunned. It's just got to play better defense. Hartle on the top. Backdoor look to Baylor, thrown at his knees, out of bounds. Not the best pass there, and the Pioneers turn it over once again. 6th turnover for Tusculum. Tusculum 5 of 19, 26%. Barton is 17 of 24, shooting 71% in this game. Hartle comes up with the steal for the Pioneers. Baylark with it into the front court. And we just slow it down. We don't seem sure as where we want to go. Baylark from the top. Inside, outside, Smith. Back to Hartle. He'll try a 3. This one's good. Zach Hartle. (36-16). Barton. Grant left all alone for 3. This one's missed, no good. Rebound taken away by Donaldson. He's 1v the team, so he'll wait for his team. Smith to Baylark, working against Boykin. Smith back to the top. This is Hartle. Smallwood, dribble penetration, tough runner off the glass. It won't go. Smallwood battles to keep it alive, wants to go back inside. He'll go outside. 3 ball on the way, and that's good by Hartle. Back-to-back threes for the Pioneers, Zach Hartle. Pressure. Grant dealing with it all the way to the rim. Goes coast to coast. Somebody's got to step. Zach Grant coming off a 19-point game. Conference Carolina's Player of the Week honors, and Baylark's going to be fouled. A personal foul that's going to go against Michael Boykin. That's going to be his first, team foul number 4. Timeout on the floor. We'll take the break and return right after this. 6:38 to play, first half. Barton 38, Tusculum 19. Pioneer basketball continues from Pioneer Arena on the Pioneer Sports Network. Tusculum College is Tennessee's first college. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where students from all around the world have found a home. Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit online for more information at tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 and discover the Pioneer experience for yourself.
Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Staten.
Barton leading 38-19 with Baylark going to the free throw line for the Pioneers. 23-point game against Coker. He fouled out in that game, but in his last 2, averaging 16 points a game, 10 of 19 from the field, 6 of 12 from 3, and was 6 of 7 at the free throw line prior to that miss. Both of those misses. 2 more misses at the free throw line for Tusculum, who now are 3 for 8 at the stripe, 2 for 10 from 3. 8 points for Zach Hartle, 11 for Buck Lohman, and 10 points for Stenborg. Chris Cook on the floor, gives it up to Stenborg and 1. Smallwood will be whistled for the foul, trying to defend on Stenborg. So Smallwood will pick up his first, team foul number 5. Smallwood will come out. Dustin Day will check in for the Pioneers. Redshirt freshman out of Jonesboro, Tennessee, David Crockett High School. His first game since a opener in his debut against Lees McRae. Also play in that game, had 3 assists, a rebound, and a steal. There we go with Smallwood. I think they said 33, but he just checked in. Stenborg has 13 as he makes the 3-point play. It's 41-19. Bart 41 first half points. We are 6:15 to the half. Donaldson Hartle, right side. This is going to be Smith. Donaldson, 3. Good. Donovan Donaldson got a screen, hit the 3. Answers the three-point play. 41-22. Jeff Gordon, backcourt facing the pressure. Woods up ahead to Cook, back to Woods. Woods bouncing at Boykin. Boykin over Smith for 2 is short. Rebound Zach Hartle. Into the hands of Donaldson, up ahead Day on the baseline left side. Trailing Hartle, right left wing 3 is no good, and the rebound comes down to Barton. Woods says, let's slow it up, no pressure. Pioneers 18-9 in the rebound department. Got to get a board. On the drive here is Gordon over Day. Tough runner is no good. Rebound taken away by Zach Hartle. You've got to imagine that Barton will cool off in the shooting department, but only that will happen if we play better defense. Baylor goes right to the rim, puts it up off the glass, is good. Baylor. 41-24 Barton. But you don't assume Barton is just going to go cold turkey here. So you're going to have to do something. Get some turnovers, whatever it may be. Cook working on Smith. Oh, that's horrible. And the foul as Cook tried to follow it up. Cook out of Knoxville. A Roan State Community College transfer will commit the foul as well. Buck Lohman back into the game. Cook will sit down. Also, Kakar back into the game as well. 41-24, Barton. Day. Back out to Smith. Baylor left wing. Baylor on the dribble drive down the lane, off the glass, got the roll. 41-26, Barton. Ronnie Baylor with the nice take. A lot of it right to the rim, though. The Pioneers not settling, and a traveling violation on Boykin. He turns it over. So 4:12 to play here in this first half. Pioneers with a nice little run. Down 41-19. The Tusculum Pioneers. Across the stripe will be Donaldson. And a 41-26 game. Donaldson bouncing it. Smith from the elbow. Holding it. Now kicks it out. Baylor. Baylor to Smith. Smith to Baylor. 10 to shoot. Cutter. Donaldson fading away. Tough shot won't go. Rebound is loose. DeShante Smith keeps it alive. He's going to be fouled going up. Boy, Barton was battling, no question about it. But DeShante Smith battled harder. And Matt Woods will be whistled for a foul, his first. Team foul number 7. And that'll take us to a timeout. We'll take the break, return to Pioneer Arena right after this. 3:44 left in the first half. The Barton Bulldogs 41, the Tusculum Pioneers 26. Pioneer basketball continues from Pioneer Arena on the Pioneer Sports Network. The Tusculum experience is 20 sports, one team, striving for excellence. The Tusculum experience offers state-of-the-art facilities for practice and game days. If you seek a championship atmosphere, the Tusculum experience is for you. Visit online through TusculumPioneers.com. Call 423-636-7300 to discover the Pioneer experience for yourself.
Home for Tusculum College Sports. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Staten.
Pioneers trail 41-26, but DeShante Smith going to the free throw line. The true freshman out of Montevallo, Alabama. 7 points, 6 rebounds, 29 minutes against Lee, one of his top games this year. 8 points, 3 rebounds, a block against Belmont Abbey. His breakout game, November 18th, for his best game of the year, averaging 4 points a contest, 70% at the free throw line this year. Where the Pioneers have not been very good in the game, just 3 of 8 coming in, but he hits both, and the Pioneers are on a 9-0 run. Backcourt pressure. Barton leading at 41-28. They've got Boykin out there with Woods, Kakar, Stenborg, and Buck Lohman. Woods nearly lost it out of play right in front of Mr. Doug DeBusk. Boykin around a Buck Lohman screen. Kakar around Dustin Day. Driving baseline. Day got a piece of it, but Kakar able to finish it off. Ends the run. It's 43-28. The Tusculum Pioneers were 2 within 13 after trailing by as many as 23. Here's a 3-ball by Baylark. It's good. He's 4 of 6 from the field. 43-31. The Pioneers down 12. Right side, this will be Kakar. Buck Lohman, watched by Hartle. Give and go at the rim for Woods is good. Matt Woods makes it 45-31. Baylark, they're going to get him for a travel. Smallwood will come in. Donaldson to get a breather. Hartle out there with Day, Smallwood, Smith, and Baylark. Without Peyton Woods today, without Jackie Davis again, without Toby Okafor again due to injury. Pioneers got off to a very slow start again. Fell behind 22-9 at the under 12 timeout. With Barton shooting 70%. Buck Lohman trying to maneuver his way inside closer against Hartle. And again, they're just thick. They're strong. But Hartle, a pretty good, strong guy as well. Just kind of moved him right out, and a foul on Buck Lohman, his second, and team foul number 8. So Burdak in for Barton. Young team. Matter of fact, they're top 11 players this year. No one a senior. Baylark outside Smith, baseline 3. That's no good. Long rebound comes right to Woods. Boykin, he'll force tempo right around Smallwood. Drive right to the rim, lay it in. Well, I've seen that before. Right side, Baylark, 47-31. Handed off, this will be Smallwood, Day, Smith, Hartle. Baylark. From the top is Hartle. 10 to shoot for DeShante Smith. Day. He'll drive to the rim, shoot over Kakar, hit the tough leaner. Justin Day was not an easy shot, it goes. And then DeShante Smith has the turnover for the Pioneers. At the top, this will be Smith. Here's Day. Just scored the last bucket. Goes back to DeShante Smith and one with the dunk throwdown. Tusculum Pioneers will send DeShante Smith back to the free throw line. And Woods picked up his second. Team foul number 9 on Barton. So a nice job for the Pioneers. Dustin Day getting a bucket and then getting the pass to Smith, missing the free throw, and then couldn't handle the rebound after he had it. 47-35, the Pioneers trail by 12. Zach Grant into the front court. Right side, Kakar over Hartle. Tough three, no good. Day with the rebound for the Pioneers. Baylark, Hartle gives it up to Smallwood, who traveled. It's a tough call there. I think Hartle should have just gone right to the rim there. I think he knows that too. It's just, you know, we were moving the ball, though. It looked pretty good. Slow start again for the Pioneers today. Trail 22-9, trail by 23, 36-13. Yeah, so they put together a nice little run here. 23-6. Hartle is going to commit the foul on Boykin, who had the step on him around the screen. Hartle will pick up number 2. Team foul number 6, non-shooting foul. Brandon Mitchell will come in as Harder will get that breather. Grant to inbound it for Barton. Gordon back to the top to Boykin. Got away with the travel there. They didn't see it. Boykin down the lane. Runner is good. Right to the rim. Boykin, what a player. 49-35 Barton, averaging 80 points a game. They're nearly at the half-century mark here in the first half. Nice pass from Baylor to Mitchell, and his layup attempt is good. Boy, a wraparound bounce pass by Ronnie Baylor. 49-37. Grant into the front court. Smallwood defending him. 12 seconds here in the half. Grant driving. Mitchell missing. Rebound by Stenborg. He's blocked by Mitchell. Ball's loose. 2 seconds to play. Gordon has it, and that will be the end of the half. Well, a good scrum, better energy, but another slow start for the Pioneers, which hadn't been the case over the last couple of games, but most definitely the case here today. When they fell down by 23, they trimmed it to as many as 12, which is where it is right now at the half. Can the Pioneers come back and complete this comeback like they did against Wingate, only to fall in the final seconds and maybe get over the top? Well, stay tuned, and we'll all find out together. Coming up here at the half, it's a look at this week in Tusculum athletics and a review of what happened at Greensboro earlier today as well, and other news, plus your stats and scores. That's when we continue here from Pioneer Arena after this. At halftime, it's Barton 49, it's Tusculum 37. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. The Tusculum experience is 20 sports, one team, striving for excellence. The Tusculum experience offers state-of-the-art facilities for practice and game days. If you seek a championship atmosphere, the Tusculum experience is for you. Visit online through TusculumPioneers.com. Call 423-636-7300 to discover the Pioneer experience for yourself.
It's fine. It'll be okay, okay? Nobody cares about the flowers. Who needs flowers at a wedding?
At Ingalls, we know that the best of plans don't always go according to plan.
My best friend's getting married today and the florist never showed.
That's why we're always there when you need us.
What are their colors?
Purple and cream.
With smiling faces and helping hands.
No one cares. No one cares. You will look great. Flowers are not important. And where is Holly? Have you anyone seen Holly?
And although life will be predictably unpredictable,
Let's get you to that wedding.
a curveball is that much more satisfying
I got the flowers!
when you knock it out of the park.
Oh my gosh, awesome!
So when the plan goes out the window and improvisation becomes the order of the day, just remember, that's where the best of memories are made.
All right, they're ready for us.
True story. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
North Carolina. Well, where the Pioneers on Saturday got up to just a horrific start in the first quarter against the Wingate Bulldogs, that was not the case today on the road in Greensboro, North Carolina. Despite trailing very early in the game, the Tusculum women respond and have an outstanding first half as they end up shooting 46% for that particular half. For the game, they shoot 48%.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus?
What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Well, Sydney Wilson, fresh off her career best 26-point game against Wingate.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time.
Wow, it's funny running into you.
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
14 of 32 for the first half. 4 of 14 from three-point territory, 5 of 11 at the free throw line. The Bulldogs did out-rebound the Pioneers 22-14. 15 assists, 8 turnovers, 2 blocks, 2 steals for the Bulldogs. 9 assists, 8 turnovers, 1 block, and 4 steals for the Pioneers. Barton is killing Tusculum in the paint. 36 of their 49 points have been in the paint. Tusculum has 18 of their 37. Each team has scored 9 points off turnovers, and Barton has a 10-4 edge in fast break opportunities here in that first half. For Barton, 3 into double figures, led by Bobby Stenborg's 13, 6 of 10 from the field, with 7 rebounds. 11 points for Isaiah Buck Lohman. He's 5 of 6 from the field. And 10 points for Michael Boykin, who is 5 of 8 from the field. 2 points for Zach Grant, 6 for Jeff Gordon, 2 for Matt Woods, and 5 points for Jake Kakar for the Bulldogs. For the Pioneers, they get 9 points out of Ronnie Baylard, 4 of 6 from the field, 8 points from Zach Hartle, and then 6 points apiece from DeShante Smith and Donovan Donaldson. 2 points from Elon Smallwood, 2 points from Zaylen Peeler, 2 from Brandon Mitchell, and 2 from Dustin Day for their total of 37. Pioneers trail by as many as 23. They have never led, but they trail by 12 at the half. More halftime when we return right after this. Your score at the break, it's Barton 49, it's Tusculum 37. This is the Pioneer Halftime Report on the Pioneers Sports Network. Area. Second half action when we return after this. Your score at the break, Barton 49, Tusculum 37. Pioneer basketball continues right here on the Pioneers Sports Network.
Pioneer Sports Network, brought to you by
Greenville Federal Bank, the Red, White, and Blue Marathon Quick Stop Market, Laughlin Hospital, Watts Depot, Hometown Realty and Auction, and by your Greenville Light and Power System.
And now, with the call, the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Staden.
49-37. Let's start the second half. Largest come from behind win in Pioneer history. A 23-point come from behind win. It's Nick Pasqua's former employer, the King University Tornado, just a couple of seasons ago. Actually, was that one 2 years ago? Yeah. Right now, they trail by 12, 49-37 as we start the second half. Matt Woods will start the second half for the Bulldogs out there with Boykin, Gordon, Buck Lohman, and Stenborg. From the top, Buck Lohman, left side into the hands of Boykin. Boykin, Gordon, Buck Lohman on the right wing. Driving on Hartle, backing his way into the paint. Tough fadeaway is short, but rebounded by Gordon, who may have come down. No, they're going to call a foul, I think. They're going to reset the shot clock is what happened, and it was short. And it was an offensive rebound for Gordon. So they're going to put 12 seconds on the shot clock. And the Bulldogs will have possession. They'll inbound baseline front court. They move left to right on your radio as I view it, but as you view it, they're going the opposite way. Stenborg fakes the pass, drives to the rim, and puts it in. Stenborg's 15th point. Donaldson into the front court to Smallwood, reversing it, and it's tipped out of bounds by Woods. And so Smallwood typically would try to go up and finish that, but he tried to reverse it to Hartle, who was open for a moment, but Woods was rotating defensively and tipped that one out of play. So it will be inbound situation for the Pioneers. Donaldson to throw it in, baseline front court. Smallwood on the left wing. DeShante Smith over to Baylor. Baylor to Hartle. Here's Donaldson. Donaldson attacking Woods into the paint. Tough runner, won't go. He tips it, it won't go. He tips it again. He gets it back somehow. He goes up and scores it somehow. Donaldson, land of the Giants for his 8th point. 51-39, Barton. Across the stripe, this will be Boykin. One of these games where the Pioneers are going to have a big lead. We're just going to cruise, and it's going to be Comedy Central time. But that's not so far been the start through the first 12 games. Gordon, tough runner, won't go. Rebound taken away by Smith. Good defense. Donaldson being implored by his coach to move. Hartle 3. This one is no good. Rebound is out of bounds off of Barton. Boykin, last year named the Freshman of the Year in the Conference Carolinas, coming off a week where he scored a career-best 24 points against Emmanuel, Georgia. In his last 2, he's averaging 20.5 points per contest. Baylor 3. Bang! Ronnie Baylor brings the deficit to within 9. 51-42. And Baylor then a little too aggressive there defensively. Do you like the way Baylor plays? You know, he gets frustrated early. You know, he's frustrated. Coach Pasqua's got to bring him out, remind him. Okay. This. Technical difficulties on the live stream. Working on to correct that as we speak. I'm sure it has nothing to do with Nathan Humbert. So on the inbound, yet to throw it in. Well, we're here for you on the radio as well. Taking this time to have conversation. Official. Levinci. What a career he's had. He doesn't get upset with his team. And the reason is they're just so fundamentally sound. Well-coached team. They play hard. Stenborg into paint. Tough turnaround. Somehow it goes. Good defense by Smith. 53-42. Baylor. Skip it to Smallwood. Smith. Here's Hartle. Much better movement by the Pioneers here to start this second half than they started the game. Hartle, pop 3 is short. Smallwood follows the rebound. Baylor left open for 3. No good. Rebound taken by Bart. Seems like the Pioneers can't get that open shot when they need it to go. 2 open looks. Whistle and a foul as Stenborg will be fouled by Hartle. That'll be 3 on him. Team foul number 2. Stenborg to the stripe. 66% at the free throw line, knocking home the first. A 22-point game in his official debut for Barton. Of course, they played North Carolina, an exhibition game to start the year. Stenborg had 22 against Young Harris, where he went 9 of 11 from the field. He's having a game like that today. Misses the second, rebounded by Smith. Pioneers force tempo. Bounce pass, Mitchell. Goes up strong, missed, and he's fouled by Stenborg. Important time in the game for the Pioneers. They've got to put together some points just to stay in it with the Barton Bulldogs. because they missed 2 3-pointers wide open, 1 possession. Smallwood gave them a second chance. Mitchell at the free throw line makes good on the first. Brandon Mitchell, who had been in that starting lineup, was a staple in the starting lineup. Kind of has lost that favor here of late. 45% on the year from the stripe. Misses the second. Rebounded by Boykin. So it's 54-43. It's an 11-point Barton lead. It had been trimmed to 9 at 51-42. Got some video back for you. So that is fixed. So what you missed is Tusculum getting to within 9, and then Barton has kind of righted the ship. They're back up by 11, but they miss here and rebounded by the Pioneers. Smallwood 3. Bang. Pioneers to within 8. Just execute. This group has played well. Woods in the backcourt. Good job, Dom Donnelly. Fixing the video for you guys. Kakar driving, pick it out. Woods 3. It's no good, and over the backboard. Pioneers get another stop. Woods, who's hitting 32% from downtown this season, and really, Barton 1 for 5 from 3 in the game. They don't rely on it. The Pioneers hit about 10 per game, so they rely on it. Starting to warm up from distance. Mitchell to DeShante Smith. Smallwood, back-to-back? No. And this one will go out of play. (54-46) Barton. Once up by 23 at 36-13, shooting 70% to start the game. Cooled off a little bit. Boykin has it as he crosses the midcourt stripe. Right side to the top, left side. This is going to be Woods. Boykin, little floater is good from 15 feet. Are you kidding me? Little shot put shot. And then trying to force tempo to the other end, and Mitchell miss it. Brings us to a timeout. Pioneers turn it over. Barton ball when we come back. 15:54 to play in the game. It's Barton 56, Tusculum 46. Pioneer basketball continues after this from Pioneer Arena on the Pioneer Sports Network. When it comes to keeping your car, truck, or SUV clean, Wash Depot makes the job easy and convenient. They offer your choice of soft cloth, touchless, or self-serve wash bays. Wash Depot has 2 convenient locations, one at the intersection of the 107 and Hardee's, plus a second location on the bypass across from the movie theater. Car washing made easy and convenient. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Visit Wash Depot in Greenville.
When you put money in our bank, you started a chain reaction. We made an auto loan. A local car dealer sold a car. A car salesman got a commission. His wife bought groceries. The checker at the supermarket got a paycheck. You made that happen. Thanks. Greenville Federal Bank. Member FDIC. Banking.
Home for Tusculum College sports. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Ryan Staten.
Buck Lohman right out of the timeout on a quick hitter commits a turnover with a traveling violation. That'll be turnover number 10 on the Bulldogs. Pioneers trail 56-46. They're 3 of 8 shooting here in the second half. They're down to 43% for the game. Barton is 3 of 7 shooting in the second half, down to 59% for the game. DeShante Smith on the baseline. Dribbles it back out to the top. This will be Donaldson. 15 to shoot for him. Back over to Smith. He'll try a 3. He's open. Bang. DeShante Smith with the 3 ball. The Pioneers to within 7. Barton in the backcourt. And Smith knocking it out of play. Good hustle by DeShante Smith. Dug themselves once again a very big hole. Trying to dig their way out of it. Down 7. Barton on the inbound. This will be Woods. Woods. Boykin from the foul line. Off the back rim, no. Rebound. Mitchell had it. Stenborg took it away from him. And then the battle for the loose ball. Stenborg missing again. He'll drive it this time on Mitchell and one. You can't fault the effort. It's just we can't hang on to the ball. Coach Pasqua imploring them to get the board. Mitchell with his second, team foul number 3. So Stenborg back to the stripe, looks to make it a 10-point game again. He cannot on the three-point opportunity. Dustin Day is going to come out of the contest with what appears to be a left leg injury. So the Pioneers will inbound in the backcourt near the Barton bench. Baylark is into the game. But Stenborg, another second chance opportunity. They've been rare, to be honest with you, here in this second half, or in the game, really, for Barton. 8 second chance points for the Bulldogs, but got to secure a rebound. Baylark will spin right down the lane, put it in. 14 points for Baylark. (58-51). Pioneers with pressure. Woods with it. Boykin, watched by Donaldson. Pioneers playing without Peyton Woods, Jackie Davis, Toby Okafor today. Donaldson comes up with the steal. Boykin gets around 1, gets around 2, tries to give it up to Smith. Loose ball steal. Loose ball still on the floor. Smallwood touched it, and then Buck Lohman saves it before it goes out of bounds and touched it out of bounds. Pioneers will have the ball. Good hustle by Smallwood. Zach Grant coming off his career best game, a 19-point game in which he scored 14 points in the second half against 21st ranked Pembroke in that win, rallying the Bulldogs from a 9-point second half deficit. We'll check into the game. He earned Conference Carolina's Player of the Week honors after that game. So Barton has back-to-back Players of the Week in Boykin and Grant, and both of them on the floor right now. Pioneers down 7 with the ball. Smallwood. Right side, goes baseline, back to Mitchell. 7 to shoot. Mitchell lost it. It's turned over to Stenborg. Behind the back, gives it up to Buck Lohman. Tried to dunk it down, and he's fouled. DeShante Smith was the lone Pioneer back defensively and commits his second. Team foul number 4 on the Pioneers. But the turnover that time led to a transition opportunity for Barton. Buck Lohman to the free throw line. Makes the first. 71% on the year. Buck Lohman had the game-winning tip in the conference opener against Belmont Abbey at the buzzer. Does that sound familiar? Brandon Mitchell, who will come out right now, had the game-winning bucket against Belmont Abbey for the Pioneers' first win of the year. Buck Lohman made them both. 60-51 Bulldogs. And the bounce pass to Hodnett behind him, thrown out of bounds. Baylark, back-to-back turnovers for the Pioneers. Got to get a stop here. Had a moment, down 7. Barton trying to get things right once again. On the road, have yet to win a true road game. 0-2 at a neutral site. They're 0-2 on the road. Gordon drives, and apparently a foul. Baylark touching it. Is that going to be who it's on? It is. So Baylark will pick up his second. Team foul number 5. They're going to put Gordon to the free throw line. 82% on the year from the stripe. Gordon, who had 20 points in the road loss to 21st ranked Pembroke, is averaging 15 points a game in his last 5, or he's put up double digits every game in his last 5. Gordon makes the first. Gordon makes the second. 62-51. Pioneers didn't get that stop. Donaldson across the stripe. Hartle. Watched by Buck Lohman, and delivers it for a foul against Stenborg. went for the steal as Smallwood comes up with it. Now Stenborg has his third. Team foul number 2 against the Bulldogs. Baylark on the inbound baseline front court for the Pioneers. Will lob it to Hodnett. And Hodnett will travel. 3 straight possessions with the turnover for the Pioneers. Into the contest will come Burdak, freshman out of Melbourne, Australia, Fork Union military product. Buck Lohman with it in the backcourt. Gives it up to Gordon, now to Grant. Grant across the stripe to Gordon. Gordon had the pass deflected. Boykin saves it to Grant. Grant, baseline Burdak, back to Grant. Fakes the 3. Boykin, down the lane, floater, good. Around the world. 6-0 spurt by the Bulldogs. They have scored on every turnover by the Pioneers in the last 3 possessions. 64-51. Hartle, right side into the hands of Donaldson. Baylark, spinning, and will go to the line to shoot 2. So this foul will go on Grant, who will pick up his first. Baylark forcing the issue for the Pioneers. Baylark with 14, 6 of 9 from the field, and he's 0 for 2 from the stripe, which is that's newsworthy. Made 16 straight free throws last year from December 7th to January 21st. He shoots 91% this year, 87% for his career at Tusculum. Second on the way is good. Made them both. After the brief 6-0 spurt by Barton, Tusculum answers. 64-53, Barton. Grant gets airborne, gets the pass. Buck Lohman will try a 19-footer, and he continues to be red hot. 6 of 9 from the field for Buck Lohman. He has 15. Stenborg has 20. Baylark, he'll try a 20-footer. That's good. Got to get a stop. 66-55. Tusculum just can't get a break. It appeared as if Grant had stepped out of bounds on that last possession. Boykin to Grant. Buck Lohman right down the lane. Closer look this time and drives it in and scores it. Donaldson quickly into the front court. DeShante Smith to Smallwood on the left wing. Smallwood to the top. This will be Hartle. Right side. Baylark. Donaldson. Step back. Kick out 3 for DeShante Smith. And he's fouled shooting 3 on Burdak. And that'll bring us to a timeout on the floor. We'll take it back in a minute. 11:27 to play in the game. Tusculum to the line for 3. It's Barton 68, Tusculum 55. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Why hire Hometown Realtors Greenville? Why not? We're not franchised or branded, which means we are working only for you, not a membership chain. We're owned and operated by local hometown people you know, and we offer old-fashioned service and care, along with the latest in technology and competitive marketing.
Staten.
Yeah, both teams warming up here in the second half. Barton leading it by 13 for the moment, as Barton 7 of 13 from the field here in the second half, 54%, 60% for the game The Pioneers 6 of 11 from the field here in this second half, 55%, warming up to 47% for the game. If it's 7 of 21 from 3, Barton 1 for 5. But the Pioneers' woes continue at the free throw line, which is shocking. 70% as a team this year, shooting right now just at 50%. As DeShante Smith makes the second after missing the first. Barton, 46 of their 68 points in the paint. Third free throw, no good by Smith, who then decided to come across the line before the free throw hit the rim. So 1 of 3 for Smith. 68-56, a 12-point Barton lead will face pressure. Grant in the backcourt, watched by Donaldson. Left side to Boykin. Here's Burdack. Stenborg on the bench with 20 points for Barton. He has 3 fouls. Grant, and the pass, missing the target. Gordon goes out of bounds and a turnover against Barton, their 12th of the game. Woods will check out. Coach Levinci not happy. Donaldson to Hartle, tripped. Woods, the defender, tripped over Buck Lohman, and so it allowed Donaldson to drive to the rim, but he can't finish it, and a rebound by Burdack. And the foul goes on to DeShante Smith. That's going to be 3 on him. Team foul number 6. So Barton with the basketball. After getting another stop, Tusculum's hitting that lull here in this second half after they had trimmed it to 7 and 56-49. Gordon from the top. Cuts, getting a screen into the paint, got a good look, and scores again in the paint. Dribble drive is killing the Pioneers here in this one. 70-56. Barton, after getting it trimmed to 7, has opened up a 14-point lead. Baylark, hot hand for the Pioneers, drives and scores. Baylark with 20 points. 16 points a game in his last 2, where he's 10 of 19 from the field. Boykin will drive on Smith and lay it in. Again in the paint, and again a dribble drive. 72-58. Day, baseline 3 is good. Well, that was his spot at David Crockett High School. Timeout asked for by Coach Pasqua. We'll take it and return in 1 minute to Pioneer Arena. 9:52 to play in the game. It's Barton 72, Tusculum 61. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. For the Pioneers, they trail 72-61. Baylark with 20. Career high for DeShante Smith. He has 10 and 6 rebounds, both career best. Stenborg with 20, 17 for Isaiah Buck Lohman. Barton basketball. Woods has it to Gordon. And a whistle for against Tusculum. That'll be on Dustin Day. That'll be his first. Team 7th, 1-and-1 opportunity for Burdak at 82% on the year from the free throw line. Burdak will go there now. Burdak averaging 6 points a game. Missing the front end of the 1-and-1. Rebounded by the Pioneers. 72-61 Barton, Pioneer basketball. Day, Hartle, backdoor to Smallwood, will lay it in. 72-63 Barton. Great look by Hartle. Hartle, one of the top assist getters on this team from the top of the key. Double team comes in front court. Buck Lohman has it out to Woods. Pioneers have basically gone with about a 6-7 man rotation in this game. So how much can they do this as Boykin will be fouled? Just under 9 minutes to play in the game. He'll go to the free throw line as Hartle will commit his 4th personal foul. Team foul number 8. Boykin will go to the free throw line. Boykin had a 24-point game against Emmanuel, Georgia. Again, 20.5 points a game in his last 2. 24 against Emmanuel, Georgia. I think it was 17 he had in the last game against 21st-ranked UNC Pembroke in that victory at home for Barton. Parrish will check in. Stenborg is back in with the 3 fouls. He'll come in for Burdak. Boykin, who made the first, shoots 85% on the year. Freshman of the year in Conference Carolinas last season, goes 1 of 2. Rebounded by DeShante Smith. It's a 10-point Barton lead. 8:50 to play in the game. On a very warm December 19th. We're at 60 degrees today here in Greenville. Smallwood on the right side, a little head fake, drives to the rim and dunks it down. Smallwood. 73-65 Barton. Ooh, and a traveling violation, Boykin. Pioneers get the basketball back. 13th turnover on Barton. Well, a bucket here would be huge. Spot we'd love to have Peyton Woods. Hope he's getting better. Not feeling well. Did not make the trip to Wingate. Woke up not feeling well that day. Now back at home. Wishing him the best. Miss you right now. Baylark. Yes. Baylark on a nice little back door from Hunter Parrish, and the Pioneers are as close as they have been pretty much since it was 10-4. Baylark with the steal. Gives it up to Smallwood. It's out of bounds off of Barton. Timeout's going to be asked for by Barton just to figure some things out. And it's going to go to a full break. So we take the break back in 1 minute. 8:10 to play in the game. It's Barton 73, Tusculum 67. Pioneer basketball continues after this from Pioneer Arena on the Pioneer Sports Network.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time.
Wow, it's funny running into you.
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
The Pioneer Sports Network, your home for Tusculum College sports. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Ryan Staten.
Pioneer basketball on the inbound out of the Barton timeout. Pioneers 11 of 17 shooting here in the second half. Barton pretty good, 9 of 15. Down 6, Baylark to cut it in half. Bang! Ronnie Baylor. It's a 51-32 run since the Pioneers trailed 41-19. Buck Lohman, an open three is good. This guy is just ice water in his veins. Buck Lohman at 25% on the year from three has just hit his 8th of the year, and he's hit everything today. Buck Lohman with 20 points. He is 8 of 11 from the field. 1 for 1 from three. Parrish to answer. No. Rebound, DeShante Smith. Put back, good, DeShante Smith. Grant with it in the backcourt for Barton. Smallwood defends him. Lob it to Boykin with 7 minutes to play. Buck Lohman fakes the three, and then Parrish to close out. Got a little too handsy and commits his first foul, sending Buck Lohman to the line for a 1-and-1. Last 1-and-1 for the second half for Barton on the 9th team foul on the Pioneers. Seemed like a stroll in the park for Barton early. They were shooting 70%. Buck Lohman hits again, of course. Again, he's hit everything today. 18 points against Emmanuel, Georgia. Buck Lohman at 15.8 points a game in his last 4. All of them have been starts. Now at 21 in the game. Make it 22. Made them both. 5 for 5 at the line, 8 of 11 from the field. Career game for Buck Lohman. Baseline, Smallwood throws it out to the top. Day fakes the pass, takes the three, missed the three, rebounded by Gordon. Good look by Day. 78-72, Barton. 3-ball, Buck Lohman. Yes. It's hit again. Holy cow. It was once 3 at 73-70. And Barton has put it together. Well, Buck Lohman has put it together. It is an 8-2 run by Buck Lohman. Day bounce it to Parrish. Picks up the dribble. He'll throw it all the way into the backcourt. Grant will let it go out of bounds with 6:04 to play in the contest. Baylark is in. Donaldson back in. Day and Parrish exit. Oh, pardon me, it's Hartle that's back in. He's in with those 4 fouls. Boykin to Grant. 81-72. It was a 3-point Barton lead at 73-70. But it's been an 8-2 Buck Lohman run since. Grant, Stenborg, forces one up. It's no good, and a rebound foul going against Barton. And that'll be on Buck Lohman. That'll be his 3rd. Team's 5th. Get them to take more shots like that, we'll be better off. Barton has hit everything in the game. 62%, Tusculum 51% after a slow start. Donaldson, Baylark. Right side, Baylark. Smith. Donaldson. In the corner is Hartle for 3. Bang! Zach Hartle drains another one. One of the best shooters in the country. Grant, Buck Lohman. Hartle playing with those 4 fouls, slows him down. Skip it, left side to Gordon. He'll penetrate into the paint. Step through is good. Man alive. Another shot in the paint, another dribble drive, and another 2-point bucket. 83-75, Barton. Smallwood, actually the pass is stolen. Grant goes up, missed it. Gordon finishes. It's back to 10. 85-75, Barton. Tusculum got to within 3, but it has been all Barton since. Donaldson, Baylark. Baylark in the paint. His floater won't go. Difference for Barton and Tusculum. Most of those shots mid-range from about 8 feet are not going. For Barton, they are going. Buck Lohman, a career best 25, 9 of 12 from the field. And a whistle for a foul that goes against the Pioneers on Smallwood. His second. Double bonus for Barton. So Grant to the stripe, 72% on the year. Conference Carolina's player of the week after his 19-point game against Pembroke, but he misses on the first. Averaging 7.7 points per contest, 56% from the field, 60% from threes. Not taking those opportunities today. He's just 1 of 4 from the field, 0 for 1 from three-point territory, now 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Back to an 11-point Barton lead. And the Pioneers are not getting the ball movement they had during their run. Hartle in the paint, turns, shoots, scores. Boykin on the inbound to Grant. Under 4 to play in the game. 86-77, Barton. They have won each of the 2 meetings with Tusculum, 89-69 and 84-78. Fading away is Gordon. Tough shot is no good. Rebounded by Smith. Rare miss for Barton. Smith to Smallwood. Smallwood takes it into the paint. Pull up is rimmed off, no. Rebounded by Buck Lohman. So the Pioneers get a miss. Grant in the backcourt, harassed by Baylark. Gives it up. Buck Lohman right in the hot hand. Boy, hits another one. This one from 15 feet. Left side, Smallwood. 88-77, Barton. Smith. Donaldson on the left wing. Pioneers look tired. Primarily gone with this 5 on the floor. Hartle had it knocked away. No, had it ripped away, which will bring us to a timeout on the floor. We'll take the break and return right after this. The foul went on Boykin. 2:41 to play in the game. Barton 88, Tusculum 77. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Ryan Staten.
Out of the media timeout. Pioneer ball down 11. Donaldson a 3. String music. Donovan Donaldson might not have that 24-point game he had the other night, but he's now into double figures with 11. The Pioneers going to have to dig in. Boykin has it as we go to 2:20 to play. Down 8. Barton with the ball with the lead. Grant. Here's Gordon. Boykin to Buck Lohman, who's been their stalwart tonight with Stenborg, 2 over 20. Stenborg with 20. Buck Lohman has 27. Grant with the take to the rim, and the rebound tipped away from one Pioneer right to Gordon, who puts it in, and that could have been the dagger. 90-80. The Pioneers got the stop but could not secure the rebound. That has been the Achilles heel for the Pioneers this season. The word of the day, though, is bugaboo. I heard it 5 times. Donaldson had it stripped by Boykin, who then kicks it out of bounds, and the Pioneers going to be fortunate to get it back. 1:36 remains. Day playing with in 12 minutes here today for this Pioneer basketball team. One of his season best, career best, let's just put it that way, and career best 5 points. Outside of that, the guys that are on the floor have been all double digits in minutes. Donaldson three is no good. Smith tracks down the rebound. Smith will take it to the rim around Stenborg, who draws the foul. DeShante Smith will go to the free throw line. Little indecision there by Smith what to do. And the foul is on Buck Lohman, his fourth. And that's what Barton does. Stenborg with 31 minutes, Buck Lohman 31, Boykin has played 36 minutes, Gordon at 28 minutes. Those are your starters. Grant has 17. He's been sharing that time with Matt Woods. Pioneers have Hartle with 24, Smith has 33, Donaldson with 30, and 32 minutes for Ronnie Baylard, 27 for Elon Smallwood. A lot of those minutes are all season highs. Pioneers will burn their final timeout as they look to cut it. They trailed by 23 in the first half, trimmed it to 12 at the half. And then they were able to get as close as 54-46, and they had missed back-to-back three-point looks on back-to-back possessions, and they were wide-open looks. And during that time, Barton righted the ship, opened up a 10-point lead at the under 16. It was cut to 7, and then opened up another 13-point lead at 68-55 before the Pioneers then started their run. At that point, the Pioneers went on a 15-5 run to trim the deficit to 3 at 73-70. But Buck Lohman went on his own run, basically an 8-2 run, 2 3-pointers and a 2-point bucket to make it an 8-2 run for Barton to extend that lead back. And now they enjoyed moments ago a 12-point lead. Now it's a 10-point lead with DeShante Smith going to the free throw line. So Smith goes to the stripe, and again, talking about a lot of these guys burning some career highs in minutes played. And Smith will go to the stripe now for the Pioneers. DeShante 4 of 6 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3, 3 of 5 at the free throw line. And DeShante Smith already a career night, double-double for him, 12 points and 12 rebounds. But missing on the free throw opportunity here. 70% on the year coming in. Second free throw, good. Struggled at the stripe, 4 of 7. Struggling by his standards. Smallwood will come up and foul Grant, 71% on the year from the stripe. He's going to shoot 2 of them. Smallwood's going to pick up his third. And Grant will go to the free throw line. So the Tusculum Pioneers wrapping up the pre-Christmas portion of the schedule. They have the dead period, and really the dead period goes through the 29th, but they're going to play ETSU in an exhibition game on the 28th.
He can't print it off right now because he's inputting.
Grant makes them both. .110 to play. 92-81. Baylard. Smith fakes the pass, takes the three, hits the three. DeShante Smith. 1 minute to play, and a quick foul against Buck Lohman. The Pioneers have battled back together all season long. This foul on Baylard is his third. Trailed big against Wingate by 16. Took a 6-point second half lead, couldn't hold it, and then lost on the last possession with a no call and Donaldson driving to the rim. Buck Lohman, who has hit everything he has seen, now with his 28th point. 10 of 13 from the field, 2 of 2 from the three, 6 of 6, now 7 for 7 at the free throw line. 10-point Barton lead. Smallwood to the rim, drives on Buck Lohman, count it 1. And Buck Lohman will foul out. Smallwood with an and 1 and a chance at a 3-point play. Mitchell is in. Tyree is in. What a game for Buck Lohman. He fouls out with 29 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 7 of 7 at the line, 2 of 2 from 3, and 10 of 13 from the field. Baylor today has equaled his career best of 25 points. He established that last year against Mars Hill. It's a new season best for him. 10 of 14 from the field for Baylor. And the 3-point play converted by Smallwood. 94-87. Gordon on the inbound. And Tyree will foul him. So Malik Tyree will pick up his first. To the line to shoot 2 of them will go Gordon. Gordon at 82% on the year. Gordon, who's put up double figures in his last 5 games, has that again today of 16. He hits the first. Season high of 18 points, 20 points came on the road against UNC Pembroke. He'll make the first. Second free throw is no good. Rebounded by Hartle. Donaldson. 45 seconds in the game. Smallwood puts it on the floor and drives it. Baseline kiss is good. Smallwood scores again. He has a career best 14. And Barton will have to get a timeout as they couldn't get the ball in play. Smallwood on 6 of 11 from the field. 1 of 2 from 3. The 14 points for him. He had 7 points against Wingate, so this is breakout 2-game span. Had 7 points on a career best 3 makes, career best 9 attempts, career best 1-3, career best 4 attempts from 3, all in the Wingate game in 27 minutes for Elon Smallwood, who now has a new career best of 14 points on a career best 6 of 11 from the field. Doing this without some guys we are going to count on this year. Zaylen Peeler has only played a few minutes in this one. And he turned an ankle against Coker. Played well against Wingate. Has not been in since the first half here in this one. 95-89. Boykin, and trying to split a double team. And a foul coming against one of the Pioneers to send Boykin to the free throw line. That'll be on Brandon Mitchell, his third. It'll send Boykin to the free throw line. Out of Clinton, North Carolina, Trinity Christian. Last year's Conference Carolina's Freshman of the Year. Rattles home the first. 85% on the year from the free throw line. 35 of 41 coming into today. Boykin with an 18-point game. 2 of 3 at the line in the contest. He's 8 of 12 from the field. Barton hit them both. New season high in points scored for Barton as well. Smallwood with the one-handed jam. His career night continues. 30 seconds to play, 6-point Barton lead. Can the Pioneers get a stop, a steal, anything? And a whistle for a foul. Donaldson is going to foul Gordon. I don't know how the guy saw it, to be honest with you. Donaldson will pick up his first. It's a double bonus forever. So back to the stripe. Free throw. No by Gordon. Last time the Pioneers were at home, they gave up 100 points. on a three-pointer at the buzzer in overtime to Dante Samuels of Coker. Gordon made one of two. 98-91. Donaldson quickly to the front court. Gives it up to Baylor. No look to Hartle for three. Yes. Zach Hartle hits the three. Pioneers pressure. And out of bounds, Barton. Turnover, and the Pioneers have it down 4. Smith back into the game. Donaldson to inbound. Late game heroics once again for the Pioneers. Is it in the cards today? Donaldson inbound to Smallwood, the hot hand. In the corner three, Donaldson, yes! Pressure. Can they get the stop? Baylor going to commit the foul on Grant, who's going to go to the free throw line. The Pioneers, even if he makes them both, will have a chance to tie it. Baylor will have his 4th foul. Grant goes to the stripe. Free throw is good. Just catch and shoot. Looking for the century mark on this one. The Pioneers, no timeouts. 13 seconds to play. Grant made them both. Donaldson. Down 3. 10 seconds. Hartle. 6 seconds. Donaldson. Baylor for the tie. No. 1 second. Barton will win. Barton wins it. Another thriller here at Pioneer Arena, and another 100-97 loss for Tusculum, who has been snake bit here at home. We can talk a lot about end of game, but it was first part of the game that got the Pioneers here today. What a thriller here at Pioneer Arena. Barton jumps out to a 23-point lead, an uphill battle the entire way. The Pioneers nearly get there. They trail by 3 at 73-70. They hit 2 threes in the final minute, but the last 3 they needed from Baylor wouldn't go, and Barton gets a 100-97 win against the Pioneers, goes to 3-0 all-time against Tusculum, and wins their 5th straight and gets their first road win of the year as they go to 7-4 now on the season. The Pioneers have dropped 3 straight, fall to 3-9 in the pre-Christmas portion of their schedule. They'll take on ETSU in an exhibition game before going to the road